Jai Gurudev, and thank you for joining us today. So today again we have with us an art of living expert and an officer of the Vedic Sansthan. So who is goddess Skandamata and why is the fifth day of Navratri dedicated to her? Jai Gurudev, and thank you for joining us today. So goddess Skandamata is the mother of Lord Skanda or Kartikeya, the commander-in-chief of the Devas. She embodies the nurturing aspect of the Divine Mother, showing both motherly compassion and the fierce strength needed to protect her. On the fifth day, devotees worship her to invoke maternal blessings, wisdom, and prosperity. In spiritual symbolism, Skandamata represents the awakened power of the Vishuddhi chakra, the throat center linked with purity and communication. In scripture, Skandamata is depicted seated on a lion, holding her child Skanda on her lap while carrying lotus flowers. This image conveys a deep message that divinity is nurtured by the Supreme Mother. During Navratri, devotees pray to Skandamata for harmony within families and clarity of mind. The Art of Living Ashram celebrates with special pujas led by Vedic scholars, where the maternal energy is invoked for global well-being in the presence of Gurudev. Now, how is the day is dedicated to Skandamata celebrated at the Art of Living International Center under Gurudev's guidance? Jagadev, the celebrations in the evening commence with Rudra Puja, creating a deeply meditative atmosphere. Devotees chant the Durga Saptasati, a scripture of 700 verses that glorifies the Mother Divine. In the afternoon, Lalita Sahasranama is recited, invoking the thousand names of Goddess Lalita Tripura Sundari, aligning perfectly with the maternal form of Skandamata. Gurudev often reminds us that these pujas are not rituals for external gain, but practices to purify our mind, awaken inner joy, and bring blessings to the entire world. From the Vedic perspective, the fifth day's pujas are dedicated to resolving impurities that block communication and understanding. The chanting of sacred mantras in Gurudev's presence magnifies the energy, creating a resonance that heals not only individuals but also the collective consciousness. Devotees share that just sitting in the vibrations of these chants makes them feel as if Skandamata herself is embracing them with unconditional love. Now, what is the spiritual significance of Skandamata's iconography? Jagadev, her image is deeply symbolic. She rides a lion representing courage, fearlessness, and power. On her lap sits Lord Skanda, the warrior child, symbolizing divine wisdom and strength. Protected by the motherly love of Devi, the lotus flowers in her hands denote purity and transcendence amidst worldly challenges. When we meditate upon her form, we are reminded that true strength emerges from compassion and true wisdom is born out of nurturing energy. Indeed, Vedic texts emphasize that Skandamata is not only the mother of Skanda, but the mother of all creation. Her blessings are considered vital for spiritual aspirants because she represents the balance of fierce determination and tender affection. In the Art of Living Ashram, her image is beautifully adorned with flowers and lights, reminding devotees that even amidst life's struggles, divine grace and motherly love remain ever present to guide us. Now, how does chanting Durga Saptasati connect to Skandamata on this day? Jayadev, Durga Saptasati is a scripture of immense power describing the victories of the Divine Mother over negativity. On Skandamata's day, these verses remind us that just as a mother protects her child, the goddess protects devotees from suffering and confusion. Chanting with devotion opens the heart, allowing one to experience unconditional love, which is Skandamata's essence. Gurudev often says that every syllable of these verses carries a vibration that purifies the mind and environment. Vedic tradition prescribes Durga Saptasati during Navratri because it invokes the nine forms of Devi on the fifth day. The recitation emphasizes the nurturing aspect of the Mother Divine. In the ashram, the collective chanting by hundreds of devotees creates a powerful field of energy. This magnified devotion ensures that Skandamata's grace flows abundantly, blessing not only individuals but the entire society with peace and progress. Now, could you elaborate and explain the connection between Lalita Sahasranama and Skandamata? Yes, Jagadev, Lalita Sahasranama celebrates the Mother Divine in her most beautiful and compassionate aspect. Each of the thousand names describes a facet of her glory, her nurturing, her wisdom, her protective nature. Skandamata is not manifestation of that infinite Lalita energy. Chanting the Sahasranama on her day helps us invoke her quality, strength blended with softness, courage wrapped in compassion. Absolutely. In fact, Skandamata is a direct expression of Shakti Tattva, which Lalita Sahasranama praises in exquisite detail. By reciting these names, devotees align with divine vibrations that awaken latent material energy within themselves at the ashram. This recitation is done in Gurudev's presence, where the chanting feels like waves of love, washing away anxieties. Many devotees describe feeling embraced by a cosmic mother, which is precisely Skandamata's blessing. Now, how does the Rudra Puja performed on day 5 align with the energy of Skandamata? Jagger, the Rudra Puja is one of the most profound Vedic practices invoking Lord Shiva in his Rudra form. When performed on the day of Skandamata, it creates a balance of masculine and feminine energies. Skandamata, being the mother of Lord Skanda, represents Shakti, while Rudra Puja honors Shiva. Together, they embody the completeness of creation. In Gurudev's presence, the chanting of Vedic mantras during Rudra Puja creates a deeply healing atmosphere where one feels both protected and nurtured. Devotees often share that on this day the vibrations of the puja penetrate their being, washing away fear and anxiety. From the Vedic standpoint, Rudra Puja is performed to cleanse the subtle layers of existence. Skandamata's grace ensures that this purification reaches the heart and mind of the devotee with motherly compassion. The combination of Durga Saptasati, Lalita Sahasranama, and Rudra Puja performed under Gurudev's guidance creates a synergy of energies that is rarely experienced elsewhere. It's as if the Mother Divine herself comes down to reassure her children, "Do not worry, I am here to take care of you." This message embodies the heart of Skandamata's worship. Now, what role does meditation play on Skandamata's day in the ashram? The meditation is central to the art of living tradition, and on the day of Skandamata, its importance is magnified. Gurudev often guides thousands into silence after the chanting of mantras, reminding us that true connection with the Mother Divine is found within. Meditation helps devotees internalize the qualities of Skandamata, peace, nurturing, and strength. Many participants share that their meditations on this day are deeper and more effortless, as if carried by the Mother's grace. Meditation on Skandamata's day is not just a personal practice, it's a collective elevation. In the ashram, when thousands meditate together under Gurudev's presence, the collective consciousness rises, creating ripples of positivity worldwide. Skandamata, who symbolizes wisdom and protection, supports aspirants in silencing the restless mind. Ancient scriptures say that silence is the womb of creation. Fittingly, Skandamata, the Divine Mother, blesses meditators to rest in that silence, nurturing their inner transformation. Now, why is Skandamata associated with the Vishuddhi Chakra, and how is this honored during Navratri? Jagadiv, Skandamata corresponds to the Vishuddhi Chakra, the throat center, which governs purity in thought, word, and deed. When the chakra is balanced, one communicates truth with compassion. In the ashram, chanting and bhajans on her day are particularly powerful, as sound vibrations directly purify the energy center. Gurudev often explains that by invoking Skandamata, we align our communication with truth and love, which heals relationships and fosters harmony. Indeed, the Vishuddhi chakra is where inner clarity manifests into outer expression. Skandamata blesses devotees with the ability to speak words that uplift, not harm. During the rituals, Vedic scholars chant mantras specifically addressing this chakra's energy. Devotees often experience a release of emotional heaviness as if their hearts and voices are aligned again. This purification through Skandamata's grace is why the fifth day is so crucial for seekers walking the spiritual path. Now, how do children and families connect with Skandamata during celebrations at the ashram? Jagadav, Skandamata is especially dear to families because she represents motherhood in its purest form. At the ashram, parents bring children to participate in the pujas, sit in chanting, and offer flowers to the goddess. Gurudev often highlights that the love between a mother and a child is a reflection of divine love. On this day, children experience that energy directly. Many parents say that their children become unusually calm and joyful after being part of the pujas, as if Skandamata herself is blessing them. In Vedic tradition, Skandamata symbolizes the universal mother who nurtures all beings. Families gather around the beautifully adorned idol or picture of the goddess, sharing stories of Kartikeya and his mother. This instills values of devotion, respect, and gratitude in children at the ashram. The collective atmosphere helps families reconnect and not just with each other, but with the larger spiritual family. This sense of togetherness is a hallmark of Skandamata's presence. Now, what transformations do devotees often report after attending day 5 celebrations with the Gurudev? Jagadav, devotees frequently share that they feel enveloped in a motherly embrace after the day 5 celebrations. Emotional healing is common, old wounds dissolve, and many report feeling lighter and more peaceful. Gurudev reminds us that Skandamata's grace can dissolve deep seated fears and restore faith in life. Many people who come burdened with worries leave the ashram feeling reassured that Divine Mother is protecting and guiding them. From a Vedic standpoint, transformation is natural in one surrenders to Skandamata. She is the mother of a great warrior, so she blesses devotees with courage and clarity. People who attend the pujas often describe new confidence in facing challenges. Families report improved harmony at home, while individuals speak of newfound inspiration in their spiritual practices. Such transformations are not accidental, they are the living grace of Skandamata amplified through Gurudev's presence. Now, what is the importance of offering lotus flowers to Skandamata? Jagadav, the lotus is a symbol of purity, detachment, and divine blossoming. Skandamata is often depicted holding lotuses, reminding us that we too can rise above the mud of worldly challenges and blossom in the light of wisdom. Offering lotuses to her is symbolic of surrendering our impurities and seeking her grace to blossom spiritually. In the ashram, devotees bring fresh lotus flowers and offer them with chants, creating a sea of beauty around the deity. Gurudev often explains that just as the lotus remains untouched by water, the devotee should remain unaffected by worldly disturbances. In the Vedic tradition, flowers are not just offerings of beauty, but carriers of subtle energy. The lotus holds a special place because it symbolizes the awakening of higher consciousness. Offering it to Skandamata signifies our aspiration to move from ignorance to enlightenment. During the Navaratri pujas, the lotus offerings also enhance the vibrational field of the rituals. Many devotees describe feeling their hearts open during this act of offering as if Skandamata is directly accepting their devotion and blessing them with the inner purity. Now, how does Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankarji explain the motherly nature of Skandamata? Gurudev beautifully says the Divine Mother takes care of us even before we know what we need. Skandamata embodies this unconditional anticipatory love. She is the one who nurtures, protects, and uplifts without asking for anything in return. Gurudev often draws parallels between human mothers and Skandamata, reminding us that the love we experience in families is but a reflection of this cosmic mother's grace. In satsangs, he explains that connecting with Skandamata fills us with courage and compassion simultaneously. Gurudev's interpretation aligns perfectly with Vedic wisdom. Skandamata holds a Kartikeya on her lap even as she rides a lion. This shows that protection and nurturing coexist with fearlessness. Gurudev often highlights this balance, saying that true motherhood is about giving both safety and strength. Devotees resonate with this explanation because it makes the goddess accessible. They begin to see her not as distant but as the ever present mother who silently guides their lives. Now, how do bhajans and kirtans enhance the celebrations of Skandamata's day? Jagade bhajans are central to Navratri celebrations. On Skandamata's day, devotional songs create an atmosphere of sweetness, reflecting her nurturing energy. Gurudev often encourages devotees to sing wholeheartedly, saying that when we sing for the divine, our minds drop worries and our hearts open naturally. The bhajans dedicated to Skandamata are filled with gratitude and joy. Many participants report entering a meditative state simply through the music without effort. In the Vedic perspective, Nada Brahma, sound is a divinity. Bhajans sung in devotion generate subtle vibrations that resonate with the Vishuddhi Chakra, directly linked with the Skandamata at the ashram. Thousands sing together, accompanied by traditional instruments like dholak, tabla, and harmonium. This collective sound uplifts not just the devotees present but the environment itself. It is said that even the winds carry these vibrations to spread blessings afar. Bhajans are thus not mere songs but a form of prayer, deeply connecting devotees to Skandamata's grace. Now, what stories from scriptures are shared on this day to inspire devotees? Jagadev, on Skandamata's day, stories of goddess Parvati nurturing her son Kartikeya are often narrated. Devotees are reminded her how her love enabled Kartikeya to become the commander of the celestial armies. Gurudev sometimes narrates these stories not as distant mythology, but as living metaphors. Skandamata's nurturing is the force that allows wisdom and courage to blossom in every devotee. These stories inspire us to trust that divine care is always with us, even when we face daunting challenges. The Skanda Puran and Devi Bhagavad Puran describe Skandamata's qualities in detail. Stories of how she nurtured Kartikeya for his cosmic mission are recited to remind devotees of her protective love. In satsang, scholars highlight that Kartikeya symbolizes divine wisdom and Skandamata is a nurturing force behind its manifestation. Hearing these stories during rituals helps devotees connect with her qualities and apply them in daily life: patience, unconditional support, and fearlessness. Now, how is the atmosphere at the Art of Living ashram on the fifth day of Navratri? Jagadav, the ashram on day 5 feels like a temple of motherly love. From dawn, the air is filled with chants, the fragrance of flowers, and the warmth of community. Devotees gather in thousands, dressed in vibrant colors associated with Skandamata, often shades of orange or yellow. Gurudev's presence magnifies the joy. His gentle smile and guidance make everyone feel at home. People describe the atmosphere as both festive and deeply meditative. The environment is transformed into a sacred space, vibrating with devotion. The main puja hall in the Mandir is beautifully decorated with flowers, lamps, and intricate rangolis. As rituals unfold, Durga Saptasati in the morning, Lalita Sahasranama in the afternoon, and Rudra Puja in the evening, devotees experience a rhythm that balances activity and stillness. The collective energy makes the atmosphere feel like a living embodiment of Skandamata's grace. Visitors often say it feels like being in the lap of the Divine Mother herself. Now, how does Skandamata's worship inspire women devotees in particular? The women often feel a special connection with Skandamata because she embodies the nurturing yet powerful dimension of the feminine. In the ashram, many women share that her worship empowers them to embrace their roles as mothers, daughters, leaders, and seekers with confidence. Gurudev often emphasizes that Devi represents strength and softness, qualities that women naturally carry. Skandamata reminds women that their motherly instincts are not weaknesses but great strengths that can heal families and societies. From the Vedic perspective, Skandamata represents Shakti, the fundamental force behind creation. Her worship inspires women to recognize themselves as embodiments of that power. Rituals on this day often highlight her role as a mother of a warrior, teaching women that nurturing and courage can coexist. Many female devotees testify that they feel more balanced, able to care for loved ones, while also pursuing their own spiritual and worldly aspirations after invoking her grace. Now, what colors are traditionally associated with Skandamata and how are they used during the celebration? Jai Gurudev, orange and yellow are the colors linked with Skandamata, symbolizing energy, wisdom, and vitality. Devotees often wear these shades on the fifth day to resonate with her energy. At the ashram, the main altar is beautifully decorated with marigold flowers, golden lamps, and drapes in vibrant hues. Gurudev often explains that colors are not superficial, they influence our mood and subtle energies. Wearing or surrounding oneself with Skandamata's colors creates a sense of warmth, radiance, and joy. In Vedic symbolism, yellow is linked with the sun, knowledge, and auspiciousness. Orange represents renunciation and higher wisdom. Both align beautifully with Skandamata's nurturing yet empowering presence. During pujas, priests also use saffron threads and yellow rice as offerings. This practice is not just symbolic but energetic. Colors carry vibrations, and when used consciously in rituals, they enhance the invocation of divine grace. Devotees often report feeling uplifted and more connected when they embrace these colors. Now, how does the Skandamata's blessing help devotees in overcoming obstacles in life? Jagadev Skandamata's grace brings inner strength and clarity. Just as she nurtured Kartikeya to face cosmic battles, she empowers devotees to overcome personal challenges with courage. Gurudev often reminds us that when we feel protected by the Divine Mother, fear dissolves. On this day, many devotees pray for Skandamata's blessings to remove obstacles in career, relationships, or health. They report that after the pujas, problems appear lighter and solutions come effortlessly. Vedic text describes Skandamata as Vigna Vinashini, the remover of obstacles. Her blessings dissolve karmic hindrances and mental confusions that prevent progress. At the ashram, collective chanting and rituals amplify her protective energy. Devotees often share miraculous experiences, sudden resolutions of long standing issues, renewed confidence, or relief from anxieties. These are manifestations of her motherly care, guiding her children past hurdles towards success and spiritual growth. Now, how is Seva or selfless service highlighted on the day of Skandamata? Jai Gurudev, Seva is a natural expression of devotion. Gurudev often says, when you feel grateful, you want to share on Skandamata's day. Devotees engage in various forms of Seva, decorating the puja hall, preparing food, helping with crowd management, or supporting those in need. This act of serving others reflects Skandamata's nurturing spirit. Many devotees find that Seva deepens their connection to her because they feel they are carrying out the same unconditional care that she embodies. In the Vedic tradition, Seva is seen as an offering to the divine. On this day, feeding the hungry, offering clothes, or supporting spiritual activities is highly auspicious. Skandamata, as a universal mother, is pleased when her children take care of one another. At the ashram, organized Seva activities ensure that every devotee has a chance to survive. This transforms celebration into lived spirituality, where worship moves from rituals to actions. Now, how do the teachings of Art of Living connect Skandamata's symbolism to modern life? Jagadev, Art of Living emphasizes bringing spiritual wisdom into daily life. Gurudev often explains that Skandamata symbolizes balance, nurturing yet strong, protective yet empowering in modern life. People juggle careers, relationships, and responsibilities by invoking her energy. One learns to balance softness with the firmness, care with the boundaries, and service with the self-care. Skandamata teaches us to live with strength rooted in compassion, which is the need of the hour. From a Vedic lens, Skandamata's worship is not just a ritual, but a lesson in harmony. She shows us that wisdom symbolized by Skanda can only thrive when nurtured by love. In today's fast paced world, where stress and conflict dominate, her presence reminds us that solutions come when we balance intellect with heart. Art of living courses, meditations, and seva initiatives reflect this teaching, making ancient wisdom like Skandamata's message highly relevant today. Thank you, Dev.